Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, we'll be talking about Nottingham Forest and its ambition. We saw what they did last season, competing in the Premier League, beating the Big Six, beating a lot of clubs. They beat Liverpool, they beat Tottenham last season. I mean, they beat Tottenham home and away last season, if I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. They drew with Arsenal, but Arsenal beat them in another game. They drew and lost and won Liverpool. Liverpool lost to them. I mean, Nottingham Forest, they even beat Manchester City at the time. They beat Manchester City at the time, I think maybe in the Premier League. So they were doing great last season, and many people said they exceeded their expectations. But me, I'm looking at it like it's going to be normal for Nottingham Forest to do such a thing. And if you notice, they are retaining their player. Their backline remained the same. Neko Williams, Milenkovic, Olaino at right back, and what is it, Murillo. All their keeper cells, everybody intact. Not like Bournemouth that had a very good season and selling three of their defenders. I just pity them next season. I don't know what Bournemouth is going to play next season. I believe Brentford has a better style of play. But losing, what's his name? Buemo, Brandon Buemo, probably losing Wissa. We don't know how the saga will go. And losing their manager, Thomas Frank. Who did they lose again? Christian Noga to Arsenal. So you see people having a good season and selling their best players. No, that's not Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest kept Morgan Gibbs-White. I mean, they should have lost him to Tottenham, but I like the owner of the club, Evangelos Marinakis, how he stopped Tottenham from getting his player and even threatened to take legal action against them, saying that if you want our player, talk to us first, don't talk to our player, and we'll tell you the release clause, use the front door, don't use the back door to take our player from us. You see how they are very protective of what they are building. I look at their social media page and I see their branding. It's different from other football clubs in the Premier League. I mean, they're branding themselves in a very prestigious way. They don't look at themselves like a small club. That's nothing for us. So they're paying 40 million plus 5 million add-ons for a Bologna player beating Napoli in a bid for Danidoe. So you see, and the ambition of this club, keeping their best player, although they had to lose Elanga, they can't win every battle, but they have replaced Elanga with a player worth 45 million euros. That's how to run a business. That's how to build a team. Not that you just be in the Premier League and hoping that you just stay afloat and you don't get relegated. You take action, you spend money, then you be among the big boys. Very soon, it will be very normal for Tottenham Forest to be among the top 10. And who knows, they might win the Conference League or Europa League. They might find themselves in the Champions League, just like that. So I feel like the position is up for grabs. Nobody owns anything in the Premier League. I think the Big Six is history, and I don't know if Manchester United can ever find their way back. So you see what Nottingham Forest is doing, and you expect them to have a bad season. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a very good season for Nottingham Forest. Maybe they might not be as impressive as they was, or maybe they might even be better than they were. Who knows? But I think Nottingham Forest have a plan, and it will show in time. So they were also bidding for James McCarthy from Manchester City, but Manchester City wants 42.5 million, the same price that Kopama was sold. They want that same amount instead of 25 million that Nottingham Forest wants to pay. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I mean, I like what Nottingham Forest are doing, spending the money. This is a transfer window. Get active. I know they are coming late to the parties, but they are not among the big boys, so no pressure on Nottingham Forest. Okay, and who knows, maybe if they get James McCarthy, they might even have a better transfer window than Newcastle that's in the Champions League. So let's just see how it goes, Nottingham Forest. Then in other news, Newcastle is trying to pay for Sesko. It's up to Sesko to make his decision. Manchester United is still trying to decide Sesko or Oli Watkins. Then in Manchester United, Jadon Sancho might be going back to Dortmund. Dortmund looking at him for the third time. They want to buy him again. So let's just see how it goes. The price has gone down to 20 million. Before it was 25 million that they wanted to give Chelsea the option to buy for. But you know, Chelsea paid 5 million. Chelsea paid 5 million because they did not take the obligation to buy. So because Jadon Sancho refused to take a pay cut. You remember the story. So and now the boy is back at Manchester United and he might be shipped back to Dortmund. Maybe that's where he does best. So good luck to Jadon Sancho. Garnacho might be going to Chelsea. Chelsea is looking at him, but I don't really fancy Garnacho there. I would have liked him in Aston Villa, but he doesn't have the discipline for Unai Emery. Unai Emery is strict. He doesn't entertain nonsense. All those rubbish that he was doing at Manchester United. I don't think Unai Emery will take it from him. But I've loved him at Aston Villa. I don't look at Garnacho as a squad player because if he goes to Chelsea, he's just going to be a squad player for Chelsea. I look at him better than that. He should be a starter. So I don't know why he didn't take the Napoli CRR bid because he he should be a regular starter, not a bench warmer. I think that's what he was complaining on in Man U. That he said he played all the games. Now he got to the final and they put him on the bench. They started missing Mount ahead of him, and that's why he's where he is today. Before he even wore the Aston Villa shirt and made a nuisance of himself on the internet. So that's it with I think that's it with Manchester United. And let's look at other news. Fabio Vera from Arsenal that went on loan to Porto back, but there's no future between him and Arsenal. So West Ham is looking at him. West Ham fancy him. West Ham wants to buy the player. I think it would be good for him. Good for him if he goes to West Ham. Then in other news, Everton wants to get Jack Grealish and Atlanta wants to pay for Ademola Lookman. So let's just see how it goes. I think 40 million. I think 40 million was rejected. I think 40 million was rejected bid from Inter Milan. So if they can agree player side and club, I think it should be a good deal because Inter Milan needs help. Let's be honest. Ademola Lookman is a go getter. He's not comfortable until he scores a goal. He's always working hard. I love watching at Atalanta. He plays very well, so I think he'll be a good fit for Inter Milan. He scores a lot of goals, so let's just see how it goes, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening. Bye for now.